With Leonard in this episode, I'm going to try and not say the word cool. This is going to be tough. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I am going to be talking about Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 8, The Chicago Way. And, I gotta say, this was a good episode, a good mid-season finale. Was it as good as The Flashes or Arrows? No, but it didn't need to be. It was almost as good, though, I'll say that. And it did give us something at the very end, which I kind of predicted at the beginning of this season, which I'll get into hopefully last if I don't forget about it. So let's begin. We start off this episode with Malcolm Merlyn, and Malcolm Merlyn has now joined the Legion of Doom, which already consists of Reverse Flash and Damian Darhk, and they go back to the 1920s to team up with Al Capone, historical crime boss, and help him become something more than what history had him become. And it was great seeing the legends go back to this time once they find out about this aberration. And Stein, who found out that he had a daughter from the crossover last week, is also dealing with an aberration situation, which finally, he let Sarah know about. And now, at first, Sarah didn't seem so cool with it, but then she was like, okay, fine, Stein. If she is your family now, then we'll protect her too if we have to. So it's nice that they're not going to change that aspect of Stein's life, and it does make me wonder when we'll see her again, because they did confirm that the actress who played Lily will be part of the show for a couple more episodes. So I'm very curious when we'll see her again and how Stein's relationship will continue now that his memories of her are starting to line up with this current timeline. I will say, though, that it was interesting seeing Mick's storyline also in this episode, where he's starting to get hallucinations, it looks like, of Leonard Snart. We also got Captain Cold in this episode. He's back, and I thought that was really good. It was great seeing Leonard again. I wasn't sure at first if he was actually a hallucination. A part of me, I guess, wanted to see him be back to life, and I was guessing that maybe, that was going to be the twist at the end, that Mick wasn't hallucinating and that Leonard actually was back to life. It's very similar to Laurel at the end of Arrow's episode last night. But no, it looks like he was hallucinating, or at least for now. I have a feeling they will be bringing Leonard into the Legion of Doom, because they kind of announced it during the summer, I thought. So, but who knows? Anything is possible. Maybe they just sort of just lump that in because he will be part of this season in some way. But, stranger things have happened, like at the end of this episode. It was great seeing also when Sarah was captured with Stein, when Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, transformed into Stein, because he did that, obviously, back in the Flash Season 1. We know that Eobard has that device that can transform him to his victims. But last time I remembered, if I remember correctly, back in Flash Season 1, when he did that to the original Harrison Wells, the real Harrison Wells, that killed the real Harrison Wells. So I thought, well, wouldn't Dr. Stein be dead? Or did he need Stein alive in order to get the amulet? And maybe that was it. Maybe that was in the back of his head. And with Harrison Wells, he knew he had to kill him, because then, his plan to fool Barry back in Flash would have been compromised. So I don't know. That's the only explanation that I could come up with. That they probably knew they needed Stein, and also because the writers were like, we can't kill off Stein, or else Jax is useless. So, anyways, but I did like that, and I didn't think that about that at first because when we got back from the commercial break, we saw Stein being carried in by Sarah and Vixen. So they kind of caught me off guard too. You know, I didn't think I didn't remember that Eobard can do that. But it looks like none of the legends know about Eobard Thawne, but Eobard Thawne remembers Dr. Stein because he kind of hinted at that, kind of talked to him like he remembered him because he did. He was Harrison Wells at the time, but obviously Stein, I guess, didn't know what Eobard actually looked like because I thought he did though, but no, maybe he didn't. If I remember the finale right, yeah, maybe he didn't see what he looked like. I don't remember, but yeah, I thought all of this stuff gets confusing when you have to think back to other shows that have nothing to do with this one. I feel sorry for anybody that watches Legends of Tomorrow and haven't watched Arrow or The Flash before this because you're probably like a little confused at some of the history between these characters. But for what it's worth, I got it and I was just trying to remember. But anyways, let's move on before I get sidetracked. I also thought seeing the Legion try to take over the Wave Rider with some of Al Capone's men was really cool. I really like that. I feel that they are going to be a very great threat this season, and I think this episode really proved it. I love that Malcolm was there in trying to tempt Sarah into changing the past. Like, hey, you could have this. Your sister could be alive. You could go back to school. You could meet a boy, or a girl too. So I really like that conversation between Malcolm and Sarah. How he tried tempting her, but obviously she knows she can't because what is time, what we make of it is what it should be, and we just have to deal with it. But Malcolm is like, we have plans, man. And then what was that amulet they wanted? We got a little peek, we got some info from him, whatever it is, and it's going to help them. Apparently, it's the staff. I forgot what they called it right now, but they were planning on doing, guys, I literally forgot what they said at the end there about the staff, but they're gonna use it for something. That's all I can remember. Someone will remind me in the comment section. And then we got that little big twist at the end, which I kind of predicted at the beginning of this season. It looks like Rip Hunter is alive, and I'm really excited about that because I kind of didn't think they would kill him off. I kind of knew that they would bring him back eventually because they did the same thing with Hawkman last season. They killed him, they brought him off. But to me, this is the type of show where I think anybody can come back to life because of the time travel aspect. And now it looks like Rip has been hiding in the 1960s, making a movie about himself. When are the legends going to find out about that? That there are movies from the 1960s being made about Rip Hunter's adventures. That's going to be interesting. He's like putting on a fake accent, trying to not, let anybody know who he is. That's going to be really interesting when the legends find out about this. When I'm going to guess when we return, because you can't just leave us knowing that he's out there and like only fix that in the finale. We're gonna find out for sure that all about Rip Hunter. I think when we get back, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I also liked, before I forget, I really liked Mick's little romance there at the end with Vixen. I wasn't expecting that, and then I thought about it, and you know what? these two kind of have good chemistry. You know, when Vixen was brought on board, she didn't like Mick because she knew he was a criminal and thought, you know what, I don't know if we should trust this guy. But as the series, you know, as the episodes progressed with her and Mick, you see them hanging around a lot, quite a bit, you know, since she joined the team, and I like their chemistry. I'm gonna admit that. So when that peck on the cheek happened at the end there, I was like, yeah, okay, I can ship these two together. These two seem like they could work somehow. They're both very different, but you know what? She can probably ground Mick to be a better character and a better person at that too, which I think he's going to be needing, because now with, you know, Captain Cold in his head, I think that's going to really mess him up, and I think the Legion will try to bring Mick in to the Legion at some point. That's going to be really interesting to see how that Mick's storyline unfold. And you know what, Mick and Sarah are probably my two favorite characters, if I had to pick any. I like all the characters, but if I had to pick my two favorites, it would definitely be Sarah first and Mick second. Yeah, I can't wait to see where they're going with Mick, because he has some of the best lines on the show, let's put it that way. So guys, I'm going to end this now, and I am going to say that this was a really enjoyable episode. I really think, especially towards the end there, it really gave us a lot of great things to look forward to. The big fight there at the end was really cool. I really like that little fight between Malcolm and Sarah, and I really like seeing Eobard Thawne mess shit up in the Wave Rider. Like, all of them were trying to get him, but he was like too quick, man. I think they're going to need a speedster. I also have a feeling that we'll be seeing another Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow crossover. I don't think Supergirl will be involved, but I think we will see Arrow and Flash team up with the Legends one more time this season. So I could be wrong. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I can see how that might fit. If not, I can see maybe Bart Allen being a new character on this show. They could use a speedster. I mean, come on. So I'm going to end this here, guys. Like this video if you agree with me. Like it even if you don't agree with me. I hate people who dislike videos for no reason and don't give no explanation why. Comment below. Tell me your theories, your thoughts. I always like hearing what other people have to say or what their theories are. And until next time, guys, I guess next year, right? Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, they're all done this year. So until January, I'll be doing some other videos, but maybe I'll do some theory videos before the new year. We'll see. Or maybe in the beginning of the next year. So we'll see. And until next time, guys, take care.